talk a lot, so they made it into a podcast.
Hello, you're listening to and watching Paul and Annika, the podcast, where we talk about
Everything we fucking want.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Annika, and today's topic is...
Am I the asshole?
And this is part 2, so if you're listening to or watching this one first, I'll link it somewhere and anywhere, maybe find it in your podcast feed or click the link on YouTube for part 1, where we explain what Am I the Asshole is and what Reddit is, in case you don't know that stuff. And let's just straight dive into this second part now, because I'm ready.
Yeah, I still have some questions prepared to see what we're gonna think about this one.
We have tea now as well, so maybe you hear a little sip or you see us having a mug. That's because we have tea for part 2. Podcat.
Alright, so this question is, am I the asshole for kicking my mom out of my house because of how she reacted to her partner not liking my wife's chili?
Say it again?
Am I the asshole for kicking my mom out of my house because of how she reacted to her partner, so the mom's partner, not liking my wife's, so the poster's wife's, chili?
What a complicated sentence. I mean, depends on what the mother's reaction was.
Do you want a minor spoiler about what the readers think? What the general consensus is?
Yeah.
Like, basically, the consensus is that everyone sucks in this situation. So,
oh no!
Get ready. See what we think.
Shit. Okay.
Right. My mom and I have just come off a 3-year estrangement. Her and my wife hated each other from day one, just really clashed, and my mom was going through some stuff in her personal life and acting out. We mutually agreed it wasn't fixable and we should go our separate ways. I recently reconnected with her at a party and told her that I wanted to try and fix things. My wife supported this. My mom is with someone I'll call Rob. I'm pretty sure they are engaged, but to be honest, not 100% sure. We've seen my mom a couple of times since reconnecting, and I can tell she is really trying. She seems extremely anxious and too nervous to talk, so we are taking it really slow. But I do believe that is her trying.
That's nice.
Yeah. Recently, we invited my mom and Rob over. My wife was making chili in the crock pots, and it was done, but we weren't ready to eat. She had some tortilla chips and said that she liked dipping it in the chili, and invited them to have some while we waited. Rob took some and gagged. I don't think he did it on purpose, and he seemed embarrassed. But my wife's chili is very sweet. She uses maple syrup, chocolate powder,
what?
cinnamon, and brown sugar. In chili. My mom laughed, which upset my wife because has always been smug about not. I think the idea here is my mom laughed, which upset my wife because my mom has always been smug about not thinking my wife is a good cook.
Okay.
I could see my wife getting annoyed and snapped at my mom. Rob looked kind of ill and excused himself. My mom stood there for a minute in silence and then bolted after him and started banging on the bathroom door and demanding to be let in. He was ignoring her and she started freaking out and said she wanted to be hugged. She has some anxiety and PTSD related stuff, and he's her comfort person.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Just as I got to the door to tell her to stop banging, Rob let her in, and I heard their conversation. Rob was saying they had to get out of here because he can't eat that chili. My mom was kind of teasing him about, oh, you didn't like it, and telling him she served it with rice with raisins and sugar and a chocolate sauce. That's a lie. And he said it tasted like dog food with sugar and he was going to have nightmares. The sentence construction in this one is sometimes kind of weird.
Yeah.
I saw red and my mom was laughing. It just brought me back to how smug she used to be and how she looked down on us. When they came out, I told her to leave. My mom got really quiet again and said it was creepy that I was standing outside of the bathroom door. She said she's been trying and she feels I'm looking for reasons to hate her. I told her to just go because I was too emotional to talk to her. She left willingly, but Rob told me I can't just nitpick and kick her out and then think she's going to want to continue to put work into this relationship.
Whew.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Complicated situation.
Very complicated. Especially after a 3-year estrangement.
Yeah. I think this is one of those stories where really the situation is like so complex and there's so much going on, like so many interpersonal things that like maybe decades of maybe abuse or neglect or whatever
it is.
We don't really have the context for this to really accurately judge the situation. Mostly I picked this one because, as the top comment said, is all I got from this is the most jacked up chili recipe ever.
I mean, yeah, what the fuck is up with that chili? But does he like his wife's? Or, I don't know, is it a he or is it a...
We don't know, actually. We don't know. This is one that doesn't have the...
Do they like their their wife's chili?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If they also don't like it, then they should know that people could respond in this way.
Yeah.
Or maybe they could have prepared their mother and the new partner for... It's a bit odd, but you get used to it or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they genuinely like this sweet as fuck chili.
Yeah. I think this is a thing there is like... There's...
Your hair is...
Beautiful. The chili isn't like the problem in the sense that it's not like the reason for all the frustration.
No, exactly.
The chili isn't who made these people the way they are.
No, but the chili is the conduit for like all their emotions coming out in this scenario.
I think that if the chili hadn't been bizarre, then something else might have happened that might have blown up or something. That's kind of like, if you've been estranged from your own mother for 3 years, then there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there that we can't judge about. We don't
know the reason. All they're saying is that they made them and their wife feel bad, right? That's what they said. Like, it reminded them of...
Yeah, exactly. It brought up basically how their mom used to treat them basically, and their wife all the time. Apparently the moms always made fun of their wife's cooking.
Yeah. Then why do you have a dinner together is my question as well. Why did you expect anything to be different?
That is a good question, because the thing that I am... It's the thing that we're most focusing on because it's the thing that stands out as being the most obviously weird thing, but also the thing that you can objectively judge the most. Like, how fucking weird is this chili?
This chili is
this
so
not
fucking
a chili.
Weird.
Like, if you think chili, you think like hearty, like meat, and spicy stuff.
Maybe a bit
beans.
too spicy hot. Like, I can't eat very hot spicy food. I like spices in my food, but not spicy hot.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but this just sounds really weird, and I don't know, this is such a complex situation, and I think they're not the asshole for kicking their mother out.
Yeah.
Because, it's your home. You can kick everybody out if you don't like them. That's your prerogative. You need to feel safe in your home. If you don't feel safe with your mother there, please kick her out. You know, that's fine. But they are a bit of an asshole for listening in on a private conversation. Yeah,
that's also a thing. Like, the way they describe it, like, it didn't happen on purpose, but, like, at some point, it's like, oh, wait, they're talking about something personal. Let me back off here, maybe.
Why didn't they go comfort their wife? Why did they go listen in on their mum and the new partner? Why didn't they go comfort their wife, who might have been in the kitchen also feeling bad?
Let me see what it said here. I think it was like this person, because this Rob wouldn't open the door.
Yeah,
first, so they wanted to check on them, and that's why they were there.
Yeah.
But then at that point, you should be like, oh, wait, I'm walking into a private conversation now, so maybe then back up and go talk to your wife and be like confused about, why didn't they like the chili? We love our chili.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because you didn't add the whipped cream yet.
Mayonnaise has to
These
go
were
in
sprinkles.
Still. What the fuck? Ice cream. Let's do this. It's a very complex situation. I mean, it was a private conversation, but maybe because of the fact that they were estranged before, and maybe they wanted to listen in on the conversation because they're not sure how their mom feels about them and their wife, that they were like, okay, I have to now, this is my chance to hear what they're really thinking. So that could also be part of like all the trauma, and the trying to reconnect could be a reason why they were trying to eavesdrop basically on a private conversation. So I mean, you said Reddit all think everybody's the asshole. I kind of agree with that. Because
everyone sucks is the consensus here.
I mean, even if something's disgusting and you gag involuntarily, you don't have to run into a bathroom, and you don't have to bring your wife into that bathroom. So that Rob guy, the new partner of the mum, is definitely an asshole as well.
Maybe, like, I don't know. It's never happened to me that I ate something that disgusting, but maybe he recoiled so badly that it actually made him sick.
Yeah, possibly. But then you could say just, oh, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom or something. Like, you don't have to
I'm imagining
make a big deal out of it. And then
imagine this big performative scene of like and he runs to the toilet like
yeah, maybe that doesn't have to happen. But then if you hear your wife knocking like, hello, let me in, I need a hug, it's kind of, why did the mom need a hug at that moment? It's questionable, but okay, if they have anxiety and their partner is their comfort person, fine, go in. But just let them in immediately. Like, it became this big thing because of everybody. Like, everybody did a little sprinkling of asshole, and that made it into a whole fucking weird situation.
This is also, like, I'm also kind of like,
the wife is not an asshole. The wife is just a really bad cook.
That's
also, really bad cook.
That's one of those things where it's like, okay, actually, like, maybe your mom is right about your wife being a horrible cook. Like, she doesn't have to be an asshole about it. She doesn't have to make fun of her for it.
No, exactly.
But I think if you go by what she made here, you could objectively say, like, it's weird. It's a weird chili. But then it's also like, apparently the mom knows that their wife's cooking, that it's terrible. Like, they know this, but yet they still willingly go to a dinner party. So maybe then
they should have been prepared to eat shitty food.
Unless they forgot about this since they've just been estranged for 3 years. But maybe they should go like, oh, your wife's cooking. You know what? How about I prepare dinner? Or how about we go for takeout? Or go to a restaurant or something?
I order something for us. I want to spoil you. Or, or let's just have tea. I'm not feeling up for a long chat over dinner.
Let's have a potluck. And everybody makes something. It's like, oh, it looks like nobody touched your wife's chili. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. There could have been more creative ways around this, and like I said, it just feels like everybody sprinkled a bit of asshole in, and that turned up into this huge blowout argument. But it also just sounds like they're actually maybe not ready to reconnect yet. Maybe they have to give it more time. Or
this whole thing has kind of a vibe of like a bunch of people dealing with a whole bunch of unresolved stuff that, and I mean, it's good that you're trying to reconnect, and that's hard. So
it's admirable.
Basically,
to try that.
I also have a hard time making fun of the situation itself. Is kind of tragic actually, because it just sounds like really horrible, like people not knowing how to deal with their trauma and emotions and stuff. And then on the other hand, you have this fucking bizarre recipe for chili. Who puts maple syrup in chili? What?
Along with
chocolate powder.
Everything else. I don't know, maybe chocolate powder is a thing, but then combined with all the other stuff. Because I know hot chocolate used to be like a spicy, savory type of drink as well. The original hot chocolate.
So a hot tip for me, add a little bit of chili powder to your hot chocolate. It gives it a little bit of kick.
Exactly.
Maybe a little salt.
Chocolate powder doesn't have to be that weird in a chili. But combined with the brown sugar and the maple syrup and all the other stuff, I can imagine it wouldn't taste great, but everything else about this, it's just tragic, really. It just goes to show how hard it can be to reconnect with someone when you actually don't really maybe like each other, or you're just very different from each other.
And also how hard it is. Like, it's okay, you took the first step with trying to reconnect, but it's just the first step. You kind of have to work on
everything after that.
You have both sides have to be really, really patient and understanding towards each other. Is kind of what the deal is here.
Both sides aren't ready to bring that kind of patience to the rekindling. So yeah,
I
maybe
would say-
cool off for a few months and then try and have tea together
Yeah.
or something.
Maybe
or-
this isn't an everyone is an asshole, but maybe like everyone's kind of messed up. Just
everyone's kind of
kinda-
messed up.
kinda
Everyone's
have a-
kind of
Yeah.
They just weren't ready for this.
Now I actually want to see the recipe for that chili. Though. I want to see how they made that. I want the whole thing.
Okay,
So,
next one.
next one. All right. This one is I think there's some clear assholes here, but I thought this one was kind of like darkly funny as well.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for ruining my work colleague's wedding and getting them arrested?
Wait, say it again.
Am I the asshole for ruining my work colleague's wedding and getting them arrested?
Oh my god, I would say yes, but depends on what they did.
Why did they get arrested?
Getting arrested on your wedding,
Why
that's...
did they get arrested? There's a reason they got arrested.
I mean,
Could
you
it
could
be?
get arrested for having a little pot, you know, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a terrible thing. But
That's true.
what the fuck? Like, was it noise complaints or something? Okay,
Yeah.
this is already fascinating. From the title alone, I'm saying yes, you're the asshole, but it could all change. So
Who knows?
let's get into
The
this.
context. The title sounds bad, but hear me out. I, 38 female, had two work colleagues, Mary and Adam, both in their late 20s, early 30s. Mary started in the company first, and then she got Adam to join. They worked in different departments, and Mary was in mine. Later, Mary left the company to pursue another career. When they started at the company, they were already married for a few years. So Mary and Adam were married together, apparently.
Yeah.
Now, Mary is the kindest and loveliest person I've ever met. She was always polite, helpful, and would cheer anyone up. We missed her dearly.
Aw.
So it came to a shock when we found out she is divorcing Adam because he has cheated on her.
Aw.
I have called her to express how sorry I am that this has happened to her, and we were talking almost daily ever since. I was impressed how well Mary holds herself in such a situation. She wouldn't badmouth Adam, and the only thing she mentioned was how her wedding dress and a few family heirlooms went missing when she was moving her stuff from their apartment.
Jesus. Okay.
She thought they might be misplaced in a different box and will turn up eventually. I think you might kind of get where this is going.
I don't yet, but
I mean,
okay.
so. A few years passed. I now work in the same department as Adam. So Adam is still working at the company, Mary is not anymore.
Yeah.
He is a good work colleague, but can be dismissive and ignorant sometimes. Adam invited me to his wedding with the lady, Chelsea, he cheated on Mary with.
Yikes.
As the entire department was invited, I said yes, making sure Mary is okay with this. I've also told her where the wedding will be. It's not too far from where she lives, and we could go for some drinks after if she wanted to. On the day of Adam's wedding, I noticed that Chelsea is wearing a similar dress that Mary wore in the photos of hers and Adam's wedding years ago.
No.
So without thinking, I snapped a picture and sent it to Mary with the caption saying, "Doesn't this dress look familiar?"
No.
Mary saw the message, but she didn't respond, and about an hour later, the police show up at the venue. I need to add, the police in our country is ruthless, and any theft is considered a criminal matter for the police to deal with.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, that doesn't mention what country they're from. Like, I think kind of from the grammar, I assume they're not American, but, you know,
Okay.
American cops can be...
American cops can be
For as I know.
pretty
As
ruthless.
far as I know. The police asked Chelsea to take the dress and all the jewelry off. Chelsea refused and started arguing with them, and then Adam joined in. As they were rude to the police, they were taken to the police station. Everyone at the wedding had to leave. I tried to call Mary, but she wouldn't pick up the phone. As we found out later, Chelsea was wearing Mary's wedding dress and her heirlooms.
Oh my god.
Mary spotted them on her in the picture I sent to her and called the police. Apparently, she previously asked Adam if he had them, and he declined. That should be denied. He denied, saying he never saw them. So after she saw the picture, she knew he was lying and stole them. Chelsea had to leave the wedding dress and jewelry at the police station and go home wearing her underwear and Adam's jacket after they were bailed out.
Somebody could have brought her clothes, I guess, but okay.
Yesterday, Adam returned to the office and went completely mental at me, blaming me for sending a picture to Mary and ruining his wedding. He would also call me an asshole for what I did. So is this person an asshole?
No, they're not.
No. I think
they're
definitely
clearly not.
This person is not an asshole, like in particular because this person did not call the police on them. The only thing that this person did...
This person also didn't force him
yeah.
to steal his ex-wife's heirlooms and fucking wedding dress and then put them on his new fucking wife.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Did the new wife know that they were from his ex-wife?
That's a good question. That's what I'm wondering as well, because then, like, if she didn't, then she's also a victim here, because then her wedding day is ruined.
Yeah.
She had to go home in her underwear, apparently, which is weird. Because, like...
If they were bailed out, somebody could have, like, brought her clothes or I don't know, give her a fucking trash bag or something to put on over her fucking underwear.
I don't know how it is in every country, but doesn't the police usually have, like... like a lost and found or like a spare...
Yeah, maybe.
Like, if you're, like, you know, when you find a drunk somewhere naked, like, they can give them some spare pants somewhere. That's...
I don't know if that's, like... I have never been arrested. I'm not a cop. I don't know. But that is... You know, even if she did know, that is sad for her. You don't want to have to go home in your underwear. That's bad for the new wife. But, I mean, the ex-wife is a bit of an asshole for sending the police there immediately and for not responding to her old colleague. She could have been like, wait, that's my dress and those are my heirlooms.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Could you take a better picture? You know, help me out here. They didn't have to not respond to their old colleague who was being kind by being like, hey, isn't that your wedding dress?
I noticed this. Like, isn't that your dress?
Yeah, they could have replied, you know, or sent the police the next day to their home because, you know, they didn't have to, like, ruin the wedding. I'm guessing that's some old anger and resentment towards her ex-husband, which I get, but... She's also a bit of an asshole in this, but he is the biggest asshole.
Absolutely.
And then to be mad at the person sending a photo, like, she didn't call the police. She didn't intend for that to happen.
Yeah, she just sent a picture.
She was being a good friend to her old colleague.
And I'm just imagining, like, oh, that's going to be a pretty lousy work relationship from that day on. I don't think these people can work together. They have to
work together still. Ooh.
I would like to mention, though, that reading this again, I do think that this might be one of those fake stories that people post, because a lot of this kind of has the vibe of it's like soap opera drama.
Yeah,
almost,
that's true.
Where it's like the police immediately show up to the wedding as well. Like, I mean, but
if this is a country where theft is taken that seriously, and she's like, that's stolen stuff, then maybe that could happen, or maybe they like added a bit of drama to it, like they stole it.
It has a lot of dramatic flair to it, like the police showing up at the wedding, and it's not just a dress, but it's like the heirlooms as well, and she has to go home in her underwear, and it does have like kind of all of these sort of perfect dramatic situations.
Yeah, it could be fake. That's true. It could be fake, but sometimes real life is weirder than fiction could ever be. You know.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. I'm just wondering if like somewhere someone's gonna mention in the comments, like,
and there's
hey, this is from that telenovela show.
But there's no like edits or anything added by the poster.
Nothing by the poster here. Like there are some people here saying that like, well, this has a reek of fakeness about it.
Yeah.
Someone here says like, read the bit from the text being sent to the police showing up to interrupt the wedding and confiscate the allegedly stolen stuff over again. Think about exactly what would have had to happen on what timeline for things to go down that way in the real world. Because it's also would the police immediately like confiscate this stuff? I don't know.
I don't know. They were saying that they live in a country where that is taken seriously. So that's why I didn't really question that, because I don't know the laws and how the police
You don't know what country this is.
No, we don't even know the country. But that again could be another reason to think it's fake. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you call the police and you say, I'm just imagining it's like the ex-wife called the police and they said, hey, I noticed that someone is wearing my stolen wedding dress and heirloom jewelry. Like, not even like what country in the world
Yeah,
could
most
this be where the
police
police would then be like,
Yeah.
oh, we'll get on that immediately.
Sirens on, let's go.
We immediately believe you, and we're going to like send out a SWAT team to this person's wedding. Where are they at? Where are they? We'll go there. How do you know where they are? So
Yeah. Yeah, most countries' cops would write it down and would go visit them like a week or something after because they're super busy.
Yeah, it'd be like that's usually my experience with police in, I don't know anything about the police in different countries. I'm just having a hard time imagining any police department being this like, how do you call it? We're gonna send people out there right away for this. Like, no, you can come back in 2 weeks and file a report if you'd like.
Yeah, exactly.
We might get back to you in half a year about this. That's how it usually goes.
That's how it would go in our country. Yeah, it could be fake. I mean, if it's fake, it's a good story. They maybe it's creative writing.
The creative writing assignment.
Yeah, they did a good job. I was entertained. I was shocked.
Yeah,
it swept me off my feet.
A lot of twists and turns.
But then just share it in a creative writing subreddit and not I might be asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But I wanted to include one of these where it's like is it even real? So
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
How many do you have?
2 more.
2 more. Okay. Let's go.
And the last one is a pretty short one, a pretty funny one. So
okay.
All right. This one's called "Am I the asshole for going nuclear over a pen?"
I mean, I would say no because I hate it when people borrow my pens and then steal them.
Going nuclear? Yeah.
But that might not be the situation.
How nuclear did you go?
Yeah. Like, is it an expensive, like,
gold engraved fountain
pen? Or is it just
an heirloom that you got from your great-grandfather?
Or is it just some plastic pen you got from like a hotel you went to once and you still had it in your bag?
Like an ancient, like a quill from a phoenix, like with the diamond tip or something.
Fascinating. Okay.
So, this is stupid, but I swear to God I am telling the truth. That's how you know it's real. I have receipts if you need them. For context, we have a pretty lax work environment at my job, and I love my co-workers. I value their opinions, and I have no problem with accommodating them at all. I have a weird complex about hurting people's feelings, and this has bothered me way more than it should. When I first started my job around 1.5 years ago, I would keep my pens in my lab coat, and they would disappear constantly. I'd argue that that's what I get for leaving my pens out. No, it's not. But I also think it's appropriate to want to keep my pen throughout my shift at least. I was joking with one of my co-workers and labeled one of my pens to say, "Eat shit, pen stealer." And we laughed to find out it was our center manager, who thought it was hilarious. I've kept my pen in my scrubs since, and I haven't lost it to anyone yet. But now...
Oh, a twist!
Yes, it says "but now" in all caps, so... I let my friend borrow it for her nighttime shift, and she left it in a drawer to return it to me when I came to work in the morning. I was supposed to work the next day, but our center closed for bad weather through until Friday, and I was off this weekend. One of my co-workers found my pen and scratched the label off this weekend, and I was really concerned because I didn't know she had been upset by it. So I talked to her today, and she told me that my pen was unprofessional. This is the "eat shit pen stealer" pen we're talking about.
I was gonna say, what was the label?
Yeah, the context is a little unclear, but this is that pen that we're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
So I talked to her today, and she told me that my pen was unprofessional, in the way, as in like in an inconvenient spot for them.
Yeah.
And that nobody gets to have their own pens. What the fuck? She said if she saw any of my pens, she was going to take them and take their labels off. I told her I didn't mind censoring or even getting rid of them if she had just told me, and I don't mind if it really bothers her, but she was not budging on messing up my pens. Now I'm pissed off, and in a moment of rage, I went to the bathroom and ordered 300 customized pens that say, "You suck, pen stealer," and "We live in a society." My thought is that I can give them to whoever wants one, and if she wants them to take them all, she'll have to get some damn acetone and an assembly line to make a dent in this plague I'm about to infect our center with. I think I let my anger get the best of me. Am I the asshole for raging about my shit pen?
I think you have to read the last sentence again because I squeal.
Like this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I let my anger get the best of me. Am I the asshole for raging about my shit pen? And will I be the asshole for going through with my evil plan? I have the feeling I am.
No, they are not the asshole. That is hilarious.
No.
That is very funny.
The Joker of pens. You are not the asshole in this situation.
I mean, this person, this colleague, is obviously the pen stealer, and they didn't like that they had to eat shit.
Yeah.
That's what happened here. They stole the pens and are like, I don't like that you pointed out that I steal your pens. It's not your pens.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
It's also like, the context is apparently like their coworker left the pen in a drawer specifically, and then someone else found it, and then like I don't know. It's
a very weird situation, but the pen was found by the pen stealer, and they pointed out that they didn't like being called a pen stealer, basically.
I would also like, would you call this going nuclear over a pen? Like, even if they went through with their mastermind plan of ordering 300 pens?
I thought they would like explode and be very angry at the person that stole the pens.
That's what I imagine.
This is a super funny way to deal with this situation.
Like, I mean, I guess the only thing I can think of is like, did you use like the company budget to order them, or did you order them yourself?
Yeah, right.
Like, don't use company resources for this, but I'm going to assume that they didn't do that.
They're talking about wearing scrubs and wearing a lab coat, so it sounds like they're like in some sort of
a lab environment,
like a lab environment, maybe health field or something. Usually the person that has access to the money in those places are in like a suit or something.
Yeah,
they're usually not the people in the lab coats as well, so I assumed that they ordered it with their own money. If they didn't, that's a bit of a dick move. But other than that, it's just real funny.
I'm going to assume this is like, this doesn't seem like the type of person. It's not like being spiteful towards the company. They just want to be spiteful towards that specific co-worker.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume they have like the reason that like, I got to use my own money for this. So that's, first of all, I don't think it's not going nuclear over.
It's not even going nuclear. And it's just a really creative and funny way to deal with a coworker who's being a bit of a dick. Yeah,
like I get that your coworkers, you're working in a work environment, you're always working together, and there's always going to be some sort of unspoken etiquette and some sort of, especially in an environment like this where I can imagine, like they say, they have a pretty lax work environment.
Yeah.
So in an environment like that, there's probably not any sort of strict codes of conduct or what's allowed or what's acceptable or like
it's all unspoken agreements of how to interact with each other.
And if you have a problem with something, like if you see a pen and you don't like that it says the word shit on it, which I assume that's the person's problem.
Probably, yeah, that cursing isn't professional.
Yeah, which is whatever, that's your opinion.
Yeah, that's their opinion. I would disagree. Like, I used to be a teacher. I couldn't walk around with a pen like that.
Yeah.
But if you don't have like clients walking through, or if it's just you and your colleagues.
Yeah, exactly. Then
why not?
What's the problem, really? Let's talk about pen etiquette, like, because that's always a thing. Like, pens are usually kind of seen as these, like this person's coworker thinks nobody owns pens. You know, pens are like a common good. Like pens are like belong to everyone. They're a socialized good.
I think every workplace has something like that. I know at my old job it was like mugs.
Yeah.
That some people preferred certain types of mugs, and they would be kind of annoyed if somebody else took the mug, but they were communal mugs.
Yeah.
If you wanted your own mug, then you kept it in your own classroom and and like
Yeah.
did the dishes yourself instead of putting it in the communal things. I think pens are common like that. I always bring my own pens.
Yeah.
I don't like being reliant on other people's pens or stuff like that. So if I bring my own pens, I'm not expecting anyone to steal them.
Yeah.
But if it's like you have like a jar of pens from the workplace with like a logo on it or something,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's communal and that's for everyone, and you don't really get to be upset about that.
It seems like one of those little workplace. It's one of those workplace arguments where it's like, okay, I get everybody needs to use a pen, and sometimes like pens, especially if it's just like those inexpensive big pens, then okay, you have the annoyance of, hey, I thought I had a pen there, but now it's not there because someone else took it. Now I have to go look for a pen. Yeah. It's kind of
that's annoying.
Yeah.
But if that happens a lot, that also means there aren't enough pens in the workplace, and you maybe have to talk about that with like your office manager or your boss. Like, hey, we need more pens because this is getting annoying.
Exactly. Like shit. Why can we get like a big jar full of pens and then everyone can grab them and then
have a logo of the company on it?
Yeah. Make sure to put them back when you're done using them. So
bosses love that shit with like the logo on it.
Exactly. That's
they love that
good
shit.
Publicity as well.
Yeah.
And then if you want to bring your own pen, then you can be like, okay, this is my own pen, and then but then you have to make sure that you store it somewhere that other people can get to it. I know it's annoying. I know it shouldn't be. People shouldn't use your personal pen, but
but like my dad has a pretty expensive fountain pen, and he brings it to his work as well. He uses it there as well.
Yeah.
He is the manager though, so nobody's gonna steal his pen. But I think he just keeps it in his pocket or something like that. If someone were to take that pen, that is very clearly an expensive fountain pen.
Yeah.
That's obviously wrong. But if you have your own like ballpoint pen that you just like writing with, some people prefer a different type of ballpoint pen to others, then like, I don't know, it depends on the etiquette of the workplace.
Yeah.
If everybody has their own pen versus everybody uses everybody's pens, if everybody's using everybody's pens, but you want your own pen, then you have to make that known to people. You have to be like, hey, I prefer this pen. I brought it myself. I don't know. It's just one of those
gray
seemingly
areas.
Insignificant things that can lead to so much frustration.
Yeah, those like small annoyances that keep snowballing up.
And I think a lot of workplace arguments are about small things like this. And to resolve it in this way by ordering so many passive-aggressive pens is hilarious to me. And
I think it's a good solution. You get everybody has enough pens.
There will be plenty of pens, and that other coworker can just stew in their own hatred of the word shit. Like, fine, leave them be.
I mean, there's not even any swear words on the pens that this person is going to be ordering, apparently.
I mean, probably "you suck" would be considered bad language by this person or something.
I guess.
But it's just really funny.
I think this is a good solution. I don't think this person was being an asshole.
Not at all. I don't think they went nuclear, and I don't think they were an asshole. I think this is very funny. Yeah. I love creative solutions like this to problems, so I'm all for it.
Same.
Okay, last one.
The last one. All right.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the title of this one is "Mighty Asshole for Asking My Boyfriend to Stop Emulating Winnie the Pooh." What do you think that means?
I mean, if your boyfriend is emulating Winnie the Pooh, that means he's got a real cute round tubby belly, wearing a red crop top, and eating honey. All three things are good.
Yeah.
Don't tell your boyfriend to stop doing those things. I would encourage you to do those things.
Maybe he keeps getting his ass stuck in the doorway. Maybe that's what keeps happening. It's like, again? Really? I want to do the laundry. How did you even get in there? Maybe that's the problem.
That could be annoying. But like, if it's the same case as it was when Winnie the Pooh was stuck in Rabbit's hole. Rabbit has another door he could use. So he wasn't stuck in his own home. He just has Pooh Bear's butt sticking at him.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of hang a little curtain around it, draw a little face on it, like maybe it's not that big a deal.
Very funny.
Or, what else could this mean before we get into this? How could your boyfriend be emulating Winnie the Pooh? We have the honey, we have the wearing the
maybe
little red
they do
sweater.
like the thinking thing where they pound their head when they're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Maybe they're like, maybe they bought a blue balloon and they covered themselves in mud and now they're going to pretend to be a little black rain cloud hovering over the honey tree.
That would be annoying, I guess. If
I would love it if you did that. I would encourage all of that.
That's going to be our next video. I will be slathering myself in mud and
this is going to happen now, you know that, right?
Oh, no.
You said it.
Get a big blue balloon so that I can get at the honey in the tree.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
We would need like a bazillion balloons to lift up a present.
Yes, and I would be terrified. So
yeah.
Let's not do that.
Oh, but I can't see a bad way to emulate Winnie the Pooh, but they are trying to encourage their boyfriend to not emulate it.
Well.
Okay, let's get into it, because Winnie the Pooh is a wholesome baby to me, so how could it be bad to emulate him? But maybe you're about to ruin Winnie the Pooh for me.
So, this conflict came up recently because I, 24-year-old female, moved in with my boyfriend, 25-year-old male. The issue is that he has started walking around the apartment and spending most of his days completely bottomless, dick out with just his shirt on. He calls this Winnie the Poohing.
Oh no. Okay.
He told me he started it during work from home because he thought it was funny to be on Zoom and just not have pants on.
Oh no, that's... Oh.
I'll be honest, it makes me a little uncomfortable for him to just constantly have his penis out in front of me. So I have requested he just wear boxers at least. He thinks I'm trying to be too controlling and that I should appreciate his body.
What?
However, it just feels kind of unsanitary and weirdly dangerous. He was cooking with oil and a drop of oil spat out of the pan and landed on his penis.
Oh my god.
So am I the asshole for not wanting to constantly look at my boyfriend's penis?
This went differently than what I was expecting.
Yeah, okay. So first, disclaimer, I think this one might also be fake, like someone wrote it for comedy purposes.
I don't know, it could be real.
Why would you...
Like the moment a drop of hot oil lands on your penis, you run to your closet and you grab pants, right?
You go like, oh bother, and then you would like put on some pants.
Oh bother.
But like, I think this one's written for comedy purposes because, like, as someone with a penis, I can't imagine it would be comfortable to walk around with my junk out all the time.
No, but there are nudists.
Yeah, but
nudists walk around naked all the time, and maybe
but he's not completely nude, so he's like he
started it because he was being a fucking pervert, being naked on his bottom half on Zoom glasses. I would love to focus on that for a little bit because that is fucking weird. Yeah, like walking around naked or half naked in your apartment. Fine, do whatever the fuck you want, but being half naked on a Zoom call to get some kind of weird rise out of that, or be funny, as like, he said it was.
I can get it.
Yuck.
I can get it. Could be funny if you're like wearing like slacks, like what do you call them, yoga pants or something, and then wear like a shirt and like.
But everybody does that on Zoom. Everybody's in their pajamas in the bottom half.
We are currently in our comfy pants. I don't know if you can see them. Like, I am not bottomless at the moment. Don't worry.
We are wearing comfy pants. Everybody's wearing comfy pants on Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, of course. I just think it's weird that he wanted to be half naked for his Zoom meetings. That's
but
really odd to me.
He kept doing it, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Maybe he's like a half nudist.
Which is a thing, apparently.
I guess. But maybe because he had to wear his shirts for the Zoom meetings, he got used to having his shirt on and no pants on. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, but if it makes your partner uncomfortable or if they are worried about you, that's not controlling of them to ask to wear boxers. Like, they're not telling him to put on a 3-piece suit. They're asking, like, maybe could you put on boxers, because I don't find it hygienic if you put your bare butt on the couch.
Bare butt.
Bare butt.
Bare butt.
His Winnie the Pooh bare butt. I mean, that makes sense. I think that's a reasonable request, and to immediately call that controlling is very weird.
Yeah, like if he was in his own house, if he has one, he was like, you know, do whatever you want. You want to walk around bottomless because you think that's comfortable, okay? But,
fine.
you know, when you're together with someone,
together.
You're moved in together. You have to make some concessions, so that means that you can't walk around all day with your penis flopping in the wind.
Yeah, she has to be comfortable in their home together as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's unreasonable of her to ask that of him. It's just really weird. It just went completely the other way than I was expecting, and
that's kind of why I picked this one.
I kind of take offense to the fact that he's calling it Winnie the Poohing, because Winnie the Pooh is a wholesome baby boy, and he's ruining that. So
Winnie the Pooh also walks around with no pants on.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a willy hanging out, making his girlfriend uncomfortable.
He doesn't have a girlfriend either, so...
No, he doesn't have a willy, and he doesn't have a girlfriend.
He has Piglet.
Yes, but Piglet isn't just his friend. They're just best friends.
Yeah.
And Piglet isn't even wearing a shirt. They're all naked.
But yeah,
it's just really.
If this is real, I'm also wondering, like, I hope they live in like a high-rise apartment or something, because does he walk around like in front of the windows like this? Like, can their neighbors see him walking around like this?
In your apartment, it could be possible. Yeah. If you close the windows on the side. Yeah. And don't go too close to the windows at the front. Yeah. It would be possible. But my place, I live at the ground floor. There's people walking by us all the time. That would not be possible here. So I was thinking the same when you were talking about it. Like, where does this person live that nobody can see?
Or, I mean, if they do, he doesn't care about that, apparently.
Maybe he likes that.
He's just a pervert.
Maybe he's just a pervert.
Oh my god.
It's a really weird situation. But no, the poster is not the asshole in this.
Absolutely not.
Like, being uncomfortable around your boyfriend's penis might be tricky. Because, you know, even if you're asexual, being okay with just a part of your boyfriend's body should be okay.
But she's not saying...
The last question. Am I the asshole for not wanting to...
Constantly look at my boyfriend's penis.
Yeah, but, like, that's not the problem in this, right? It's just that it makes them a bit uncomfortable. They find it unhygienic. It's reasonable to ask for boxers. Yeah.
So, no, this person is not the asshole. I think that's pretty conclusively. I don't think anyone could disagree with this. I might.
It could be fake. Yeah, it could be fake.
Even if it's... I'm wondering if there are... I haven't checked the comments. I'm wondering if there's anyone who says that he's not being an asshole. Yeah. The boyfriend himself made a Reddit account or something. Not the asshole. However, you should inform him the legal term is Donald Ducking it. That's actually
see, Donald Duck. All the Disney characters don't wear pants.
Porky Pigging it.
Mickey Mousing it.
I see a comment here, something that we didn't even consider. Like, imagine the shit particles filling the room whenever he farts without any barrier. That's another thing. Like, he just farts all over the place.
Yeah, but that's why she said it was unhygienic. Yeah. But yeah, nudists have the same thing.
Yeah, but if you're nudist, then that's in an agreed environment where everybody is nude, of course. And I'm wondering, do nudists like carry like wet wipes or something?
I don't know. I don't know any nudists. I've never met a nudist in real life, I don't think. Not that I know of. Maybe people are hiding it from me. That could be, but I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird situation.
Not the asshole.
How dare he use Winnie the Pooh's name in such a way? My Lord and Savior.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to close on a funny one again.
That was a weird one. Yeah. Okay.
So
that was it.
Can we wrap this up in some way?
Some assholes, some not assholes. These are like the popular ones, right? There are more serious ones. There are more normal ones. Like, not every post is as outrageous as these were.
The popular ones, of course, are the most outrageous ones.
Yeah. And there's also the most chance of them being fake. But yeah, that was really funny.
Can we like draw some conclusion from this? Some sort of moral, like we touched upon this communication is
I
always
was gonna
important.
say communication.
Communicate with each other, like respect each other's boundaries.
Yeah. Make compromises when you're in a relationship. Listen to each other.
Wear pants.
Wear pants. Vocalize your thoughts, your feelings. Don't bottle it up until it explodes. And if you're in a work environment, make some agreements about pens.
Yeah, exactly. Have like pen etiquette.
Yeah, and I think what most of them boil down to is communication.
Yeah, just people refusing to...
Like we said in the beginning, it's just communication.
I think what we have here is a failure to communicate.
And that could make you the asshole. There we go.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Right.
We did it!
Well, I was Paul.
And I was Annika.
Thanks for watching and listening. And talk to you next time. Hopefully soon.
Bye-bye!
Bye!
Paul and Annika like to talk a lot, so they made it into a podcast.